And good morning. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com going over Deep Dish Football Round 2, Class 3, a overtime game of the week between Peotone versus IC 3A. It's going to be a good game. Well, this will probably be my final thoughts for the game, go over the roster and everything else. So let's get started. One thing that I've noticed right now, I don't know why people are overlooking Peotone as a challenger in the 3A thing. I have no clue. People aren't taking Peotone seriously, and I have no idea why they're not. I think the only team that's taking Peotone seriously is IC, honestly. And I'm telling you right now, if these teams, if Peotone finds a way to win against IC, do not take these Blue Devils lightly. They are a good team. Coach Tolly's got them playing great football. So I literally don't know why. I think I just read a coach make a little great motivating comment to Peotone. It makes no sense to me why a coach would ever say that. Not that smart. So let's get started. Let's talk first the Peotone roster. I've gone over this last year, a couple weeks ago. I was there for Peotone versus Wilmington. Might as well talk about the players again. Chandler Gartner, running back, linebacker, does a great job. One of the best in the Interstate 8. Really impressed with this kid. Really, really impressed with this kid. Jack O'Boyle, another good wide receiver to look out for out of Peotone. Very, very underrated. Uh, Definitely can play at the upper level of college football. Great hands. Makes great routes too. Let's go down a little bit more. For Peotone, Vaughn Vallone just got an offer. I got an offer a couple weeks ago from Culver's, Culver's stock, whatever it is. Vaughn Vallone's good. He's really good. Vaughn Vallone, Riley Cohen. That's the bread and butter of that offensive line. Vaughn Vallone, Riley Cohen. You got to pay attention to both those kids. They are great. There's another person I want to talk about. Dylan Bruges, fullback. He impressed me. He really did impress me against the Wilmington game. I was completely taken back by Dylan Bruges. I think he's a hell of a player. Um, I was impressed with his runs, impressed with his toughness, his ability to take that hit and keep on rolling. Really impressed with Dylan Bruges. Really impressed with him. Um, he's going to have a great game. I think he's going to have a great game. He's a player to look out for. All right, let's go down a little bit more. Uh, there's one person I'm looking for. Ethan Perkis, quarterback. I think that's the guy. I forgot his name last. It was last time, but he is a hell of a quarterback. Really like his throws. I think he's one of the better wing quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. I think. I'm sorry for him. I really do think he has to have a big game. Really do think that. I said it against Wilmington. Was shocked at the playing at uh, the scheme up against Wilmington that Coach Tolly used, and it actually worked. So I was completely impressed with that. But I think he's going to have a huge game. So it's going to be an interesting game. So let's go on the other side of the ball. Go to IC, and literally I can close my eyes and name the kids and all that. Lazarick Eatman, running back, defensive back, one of the best in the state. Keep a close eye out for the kid. Khalil Sanders and Kahi Saunders, two brothers. One's got an offer from Iowa State. The other one's looks really good too. Two players to look out for. Michael Johnson's going to have Michael Johnson, Kobe Reed, two defensive linemen. Ricky, again, the defensive line is going to have a big game against Peotone. No doubts about it. It's going to have to happen. Also, like Jacob Lifton, Sean Hipskin, two wide receivers that you want to keep an eye out for, slash defensive backs to keep an eye out for. They do big things, especially um, they play at both sides of the ball too, which is even scarier for an IC team like that. Dylan Packer, Ryan Keenley. Keenley's another big offensive lineman that's going to come through the ranks. Dylan Packer's a hell of a defensive lineman. Hell of a defensive lineman. Really impressed with him as a defensive lineman. Um, what's his other name? I'm trying to find a freshman running back or a sophomore running back. Uh, 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 they got a freshman running back who is unbelievable. He's in that. He fits the mold, perfect mold for IC. Kyle Franklin. Kyle Franklin's the next big is the next big running back to come out of IC. He's gonna get it. He's definitely gonna get a couple few offers. I guarantee you, he's that good. He's that dangerous. I was completely impressed with him against Wheaton Academy. Really impressed with him at Wheaton Academy. He's going to be another IC player to look out for too. So, also they have a quarterback who's a CJ West, who actually does a pretty good. Who's actually pretty good. He's a good game manager. Doesn't take that many risks. Does a great job of IC. So that's another player to look out for. Now, talking about IC versus Peotone. The Peotone field and the Peotone atmosphere, I'm going to say, and you guys are going to laugh, I'm going to get some laughs, but the Peotone field and the atmosphere gives Peotone a little bit of an advantage. Now, is IC going to come to that game favored? Yes, no doubt about it, and they should be. But Peotone has a huge chip on their shoulders. They play off that chip on their shoulders. Coach Tolly does a great job of that. They should be angry that they're getting disrespected by the media, and they're going to play off that. And their team not to be messed with. I keep saying that. I'll yell to the bottom. I'll yell to the top of the world. Do not overlook these Peotone Blue Devils. Do not overlook them. IC, on the other hand, IC did great last year at away games. As you can tell, they won the state title last year. What will be IC's mindset when they go on to that Peotone game field will be a very interesting factor. Very interesting factor. This is a game that's going to be with the Hogs. This is a game based on an offensive line and defensive line. That's all it is, this game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you look at the Wilmington game last year against IC, the first two quarters, Wilmington played IC pretty well. And I consider Peotone's offensive line, a superior offensive line, one of the best in the Interstate 8. No doubt about it. So that's going to be another interesting factor to look at. But I can't wait for this game. We'll be there Friday night. It's going to be fun. Hope to see everyone out there. It's going to be a good game. 3A, round 2. Coach Kraft trying to go for his second title game. His second title as the head coach of IC. Coach Tolly, honorable mention for Deep Dish Football Coach of the Year, is building something there. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting game. You have IC that beat a former I8 opponent last year in Wilmington. Now they're going against Peotone. You have Peotone, who won their first playoff game, and now they're going against the big dogs of IC. So there's a lot of storylines. It's going to be a great thing to watch. Can't wait. Friday night. So thank you so much. I'm probably going to do some magic numbers of Peotone and IC today too. So keep an eye out for that. But yes, it's going to be a good game. Deep Dish Football Game of the Week, Class 3A, Round 2, Peotone versus IC.